This is the Milo Sweet Podcast, where you learn to be resourceful, find quick and clever ways to overcome life's challenges. And guess what? Achieve more with less. Use what you have to get where you're trying to go. Learn to do difficult. And for excuses, get rid of them. I mean, all of them. They're dead to me. Let's go. Okay, so I'm super excited about this because I'm going to talk about business ideas. You have an idea, and now what? First off, the first time you have a business idea, or if you have lots of business ideas, I say write it down. Just have a book that's for your ideas, or just have a book where you put all your ideas in. I know a lot of people like to use their phone. I will put ideas in a phone, and I have a place to store it, but the truth is what I love. Did I say love? Okay, what I really love is pen to paper. I don't know what it is, but I get excited. I want to share it. It looks so clean written on the paper. There's nothing like a fresh sheet of paper that I love. Like, I'm getting excited just talking about it. Then the other part about writing it down is I tend to forget my ideas because I think of so many. So sometimes just writing it down just the way I had and some initial ideas. Oh, I would like to start a clinic. What kind of clinic? For pets and exotic animals. Making this up totally on the spot. And to help make it low-cost vet options for a community. So maybe it's a monthly program and people buy in and it covers, 1 or 2 visits. Just maybe that's the option. Like just making sure they get standard care and they know that their animal is okay. So write down those initial ideas and store it. You can store it online or on your phone, but I would say also store it on some paper. Now, the hard part of putting it on paper is that if you only have one copy, you lose it. Well, that sucks. So sometimes, because I might be a little lazy, I write it down and then I just take a picture and file it away. Because then I'm like, oh, done. And, you can file it under business ideas in your phone, like an album. And it's super easy to do. So then after you write your idea down, do some research. A lot of times we have ideas and then we do absolutely nothing with them. And I know sometimes for me, I just get like, well, that was nice. But it's like, I have forced myself to research ideas. And what I found is sometimes my ideas are not that good. And then other times I'm like, whoa, this totally added wood to the fire and made me more passionate and super excited about pursuing this business idea. So when you do some research, you're going to have exist or doesn't exist, meaning your product is already out in the market or your product is not in the market. So try to find any clues or evidence of your product in the market. If it is in the market, do not think that that's a bad thing. It means that there are people that are willing to pay for it. So some people see that and say, well, there's already a podcast like that. I see it and say, there's people out there that want to hear podcasts like this. Now, maybe they don't want to hear that exact podcast, but there's a unique twist that you can have or something different or your personality, or you can really switch it up. So when you have your product, you really want to think about what's going to make your product unique and what's going to set you apart if you already have a saturated market. Now, if you don't have a saturated market or your product doesn't, let's say if your product is in a market but is very small, you have to see like what the cost or opportunity costs are for creating this product. Meaning, is it small enough where you can go in and, be a game changer and be a big fish in a small pond? Or is it so small that it really is not going to ever yield the revenue that you're looking for? And if it can yield the revenue that you're looking for, what kind of work will you have to do up front to get to that point? And those are like real questions you have to ask. So good idea, but then you have to have some practical steps. And if you're looking for like help with that, there's so many books that are free at the library, so many organizations that are free locally that are just giving business consultations. So if you're like in the PDX area, the Black Chamber of Commerce, PDX, is awesome for this. They're super helpful. And the OEN, Oregon Entrepreneurs Network, is super helpful as well. And they have a lot of like free tools to help you. It's a community of people that are looking to grow. And I'm sure a lot of places locally have these kind of organizations. So Okay, now let's move on to a product that you're like, I don't know. Try to find out as much as you can about your idea. Is there something like it? What does that look like? What is the price point? What is the range? And try to figure out as many clues as you can about creating this product. So first, should this product exist? And if it exists, who's going to use it? How much are they going to spend? What does that journey for the customer or client look like? And is there a low-cost way to test it out? So with a lot of digital products and a lot of online products is you can test out a lot of ideas for very, very low cost. So for digital or online, I think it's super easy. And even if it's not, like if it's actually a physical product, you can see if there's someone you can collab with, or there is a low-cost way or some kind of funding. I think it's called Pitch. I gotta look that up. But there's an organization or a company that gives you seed funding for your business, and you just pitch your idea to them. So they like early stage or pre-revenue stage, and you're pitching it to them to see if they want to buy in, and they buy a part of your company. Now the challenge to that is like you really don't know what your company is, and now you already have all these other inputs to that, and that might be amazing. But I think it's cool to try to discover as much as you can without initial help, just so that you can feel like that is exactly what you want to do and that's exactly where you want to go. Because I think whenever you have more people involved, it can be exciting, but it can also be super complicated if the only way to work is to go in a direction that you're like, that's not really true to me. So once you do your research, get out there. Bring something to market, an idea, a quiz, a survey. Start playing around with that. Try to validate what is your idea. So I've done this a lot this year, and I learned a lot of things I didn't know that people like some things I thought people would never want to learn about that. But through research, talking to people, I'm like, oh, people are totally interested in that. I had no idea. And then there's things that I'm like, I know this is going to be amazing. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's either ahead of its time or it's just never going to catch on. Ever. And that's okay. But what I've found through just testing things out, trying new things, and not being afraid to embarrass myself, because I get embarrassed. I mean, it's ridiculous. But not being afraid to put myself out there is you learn so much, and you can grow and develop your idea as you learn and grow. Your idea your idea doesn't learn and grow, but your idea begins to become agile, and you're starting to mold it like clay into something super beautiful and custom to you. The biggest thing, seriously though, is try to do low cost, high reward. So what is the least amount that you can invest to verify if this is a good idea or not? A lot of times you can get super excited about an idea, and then you put, $5,000-$10,000 in something, and it's like premature. I think take your time to figure out, to verify that this is where you want to go. Get some more research, get a little proof, get a buy-in. If you're going to create a digital course, sell something super simple first, something super small. See if you can make a sale. See if people like this, give them a survey about the course. See if they like the course idea. Is that a problem that needs to be solved? There's so many ways to verify that, but at the end of the day, I would say the biggest thing that has taught me from research has totally helped, but it's actually getting out there and learning. Sometimes I'm failing, sometimes I'm succeeding, and all the times I'm surprising myself with what I think works and doesn't work, because there's nothing like actually doing it that actually teaches you. So I think that if you have a business idea, this is a great time. Super scary time, sure, but if you don't have hope in something, in a better tomorrow, if you don't have hope for your future, I mean, what is there? I think that's the only thing that's getting me through, is hoping, that God has a better day for me, hoping that tomorrow is better. And without that, I mean, even if tomorrow is worse, which sounds super negative right now, it's just a hope, right? It's hoping. Okay, if you have business ideas, I would actually love to hear them. You can send me a voice message at anchor.fm/the Milo Sweet Podcast. Or if you have other feedback, questions, or comments from this episode, send them to me. That is all. Did you know that you could impact my podcast by liking, subscribe, reviewing, and sharing? And also donating? You would totally make my day. Come on, make my dreams come true. This episode is sponsored by howtohomeschoolfromtheheart.com. Go to www.howtohomeschoolfromtheheart.com and stop crying. Get empowered. Get some clarity. Let's go. All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening to. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like for real. No, for real, for real. Okay, you can keep listening.